अस्सलाम वालेकुम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Let me, Sabine, I told you she came all the way from Karachi to meet you today. And Siddiq is my younger brother. In fact, Siddiq is her husband and supporting her. Beta, kaise hai?
ठीक है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
अच्छा, very good. And now, Sid, just to explain, you explain to him.
Well, actually, we are ladies, a group of ladies, like around 40 to 60 ladies. We wanted to do something, obviously. And because we are not here 24/7, we are in Karachi, so we needed to do it under a canopy, which we trusted. And the NGO that we trust blindly.
You know
the
Hands.
people working with Hands and then my brother is working with them. Dr. Saeed Ismail is my brother. So we wanted to do something, but with the help of their experience, of course. So that's what we did, and we contacted them. They're helping us, and we're here, and we're counseling them. We want to build a connection with them rather than just giving them money, and we want to know them for good, for life now, inshallah ta'ala. Even if it's not, or even not all the families, but maybe at least like 10, 15 families, we want to connect with them and stay connected now as long as we're alive. That's what we want to do. So like 30, 40 ladies, the friends, my group, what I'm trying to do is that every one of us, if we adopt one family, so we teach them how to work and we give them, education. We try to help them, not feed them, but teach them how to fish. Yeah. That's the way.
And then health service airport and education services, support of different items provided by the UNICEF, but we are managing the school and different non-food items as well, and social cycle support activities and different water and sanitation wash services at here. Basically, Hands is managing 7 camps in the district Dhaka. And one of them is supported by the...
We've just adopted it. Basically, it was their camp, but we adopted, and then we're looking at the smaller needs. The bigger basic needs, they're looking at this. They've set up the shelters, they're providing the food, with our adoption, of course. But then we're looking at the minor details, which they are way beyond that, because we are looking at the life-saving things, and we are now looking at the minor details. We're talking to the women, trying to find out what little problems they're facing. There are pregnant ladies on the campus, the ladies who have problems with children. They want to go back. Now there's another issue that we keep counseling is that we're scared that they might start enjoying the camp life so much that they don't want to go back. So we need to keep talking to them that you have to go back, and it's better to be home, and we'll be with you even when you're going home. So that is
discussed by the madam that he is working at large scale. So, but there need to intervene in micro level to assess the quality of the services and the living conditions of IDPs. So I am already in touch with UNHCR, Bashir and other team members, and we also submitted a proposal for the assessment team comprised of mobilizers and team management, and we are submitting back to UNHCR. So we are waiting for the efficient human resource are managed to ensure the quality of services to IDPs. We have definitely mobilized resources with the different partners, but there is a need to put the more human resource to manage the overall quality and services and basic needs of the
basic need and basic education, of course, because that is what we are actually, what we are thinking is that even if we can teach them just a little word like thank you, we feel that we have done a great job, So every time we come here, we make sure that when we go back, these people are different from what they were yesterday. There has to be a little progress every day in these people.
And we have also preparing a plan for early recovery. Definitely after 1 and 2 months we will go back. But
they are from where?
They are from Taluka Sajawal, firstly affected by the So definitely we are working on early response also, early recovery also. Maybe because some people belong from the city area and some belong from the rural area. So we are preparing plans on both sides, the rural and the urban. But urban we are preparing some emergency. We are preparing some plans. 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 We are dry ration comprised of flour and no. No WFP intervention has started. While we have also discussed with the WFP, but they have outsourced to the NRSP. And the NRSP is NGO for the WFP. So we also requested to NRSP for them, but I think they have proposed the area for the Taluka Jati and different areas. We are also in touch that the main, because
they are providing camp, of course.
But definitely, this is one of, we have many camps. And we have a total, I think, near about 1,500 families who are providing full support with the package of shelter and different items. Engro Foundation also supporting us, etc. And Medico International is supporting health sector, because we are working in 7 districts of the affected area. We have fully established offices since last 7-8 years, but we are in since I think last 10 years. We have full time staff, different programs, different projects.
Yeah, I remember you from the yeah, hands was there. I think second day they were there.
The medical doctor Saeed also was a part of the team. I think this is just putting the drops in the ocean, because the volume of disaster is very huge. So
for us, neat little thing that we have, neat by the neighborhood women working project. For us, this is something new.
yeah,
Neat. Yeah, it's one that's on the camera, triple E. For us, this is like a very new step coming into the interiors, because we are working within Karachi. We're working for educating little children in the areas like Liari and areas that are underprivileged. So we're teaching those children, trying to bring them up to the mark of getting admission in very good schools so that they can become engineers and professors and live a better life. So for us, this was a totally new subject, and I would have never been brave enough to take a step until unless Saeed Bhaijan would have been with me, my brother, and he said, no, come on, we can do it, come along and I'll show you. And then all my friends supported me, of course, and I am so glad that I came.
Need also supported us in Sakhar, right? The whole team of Need was also joined us. They also joined Sakhar also.
Because the only men we have on board is my husband. They're all ladies, so we take up. We'll take you around and make you meet the women. And the women in this particular camp are a little more upgraded than the people I met in Sakhar. The women are a little educated. They've been to primary school. The children have gone to school. They know how to read the Quran, and they've been working in Karachi. So they're a little more civilized, and they can talk in Urdu. Otherwise, the people in Sakhar were totally, from the rural areas. It's very hard to even connect to them. These people I can connect very easily. The moment I sit down, they will gather around and they want to listen, they want to talk. They even know how to do poetry, the women. Yeah, so I was like amazed, and mashallah, they're a little more civilized than. And a few of them amongst these even had very good homes back there. They told me that we had washing machines, we had TVs, we had everything, and everything's floating over there, so we left everything. So I think it's more difficult for them to live in camps rather than the people who already were in the habit of living in Jompri. It's difficult for them. No, we must have.
It's also encouraging for the type of
So we were supposed to come tomorrow. We have a little festival here for Eid for them. Today was not in my schedule, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to meet you.